Welcome to the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and give us a like and a thumbs up on the videos so we can know what you enjoy and bring you more of that similar type of content. All right? So, as always on this channel, we like to stay inquisitive and we enjoy all things trivia. And we always strive to learn more, whether it's about PR, marketing, advertising, history, and just general knowledge. So, I was having a discussion with a friend recently, and it's always something I've always pondered as well. Why do some people need less sleep? I have friends who sleep 3 hours a night. Maybe they're a corporate lawyer at a big investment firm. And they're also doing a corporate finance course to better their careers. And for further learning, they're also maybe doing an EMBA, an executive MBA online. And so they're up until 4 a.m. in the morning to fit all these activities in with their regular life, and they're up at 7 a.m. and they're ready to go. Where some people really need their 8 hours of sleep, otherwise they're not functional. I'm somebody personally, I need my sleep. When somebody calls me at 5 a.m. in the morning, I regret not putting my phone on Do Not Disturb, or regret leaving my phone on my bed because the vibrations woke me up, as opposed to the nightstand. And I need my sleep to be functional. Others are different. Let's dive in and see. Why do some people need less sleep? For most of us, getting less than 7 hours of sleep translates into grogginess, sluggish thinking, and an overwhelming urge to crawl back into bed. Hands up if you're guilty of that. I'm one of them. You know, when somebody wakes me up too early, I call them enemies of progress because you've thrown off the rest of my day. But some people wake up fresh and energized just, after 6 hours of sleep or less. Given that sleep is essential for the body to repair and restore itself, why can some people get by with less? Right? So, because when we're go, our body is just functioning. It's when we then lay down for the night and go to sleep that the body goes to work repairing things. Sort of your mechanic of your body, it's when you're asleep. So scientists have been trying to unravel the mystery of natural short sleepers for years. But their rarity means that there are only a handful of studies on the phenomenon. The science about short sleepers. In 2009, a professor of neurology, Ying-Hu Fu, and her team at the University of California, San Francisco, discovered a mutation in the differentiated embryo chondrocyte 2, DEC2 gene in two natural short sleepers, a mother and her adult daughter. When they engineered mice with the same mutation, these mice slept less than their normal counterparts. A follow-up study in 2018 revealed that the DEC2 gene mutation affects levels of orexin, a hormone that regulates wakefulness. So normally, the DEC2 gene shuts off orexin production in the evening and ramps it back up before dawn. But in natural short sleepers, the effect of the DEC2 gene is weaker, leading to more orexin production and more hours of wakefulness. Fascinating stuff. So, let's take a further look at what's going on. A decade after identifying the first short sleep gene, Fu's lab discovered another one in 2019. A mutation in the adrenergic receptor beta 1, ADRB1 gene. To understand its effects, researchers engineered mice with the same mutation, and sure enough, these mice slept less, just like human short sleepers. Further investigation showed that ADRB1 is highly active in the dorsal pons, a brainstem region that helps regulate sleep. So when scientists stimulated the ADRB1 expressing neurons in this area, the mice woke up instantly. Wow. Interestingly, mice with the mutation had a higher proportion of wakefulness promotion neurons that were more easily activated. The findings suggest that the ADRB1 mutation rewires the brain for wakefulness, shortening sleep and making waking up easier. Just weeks after identifying the ADRB1 mutation, Fu and her colleagues discovered a third short sleep gene. This time, in a father and son who thrived on just 5.5 and 4.3 hours, respectively, of sleep per night. The newly identified mutation affects the neuropeptide S receptor 1, NPSR1 gene, which helps regulate wakefulness. When researchers engineered mice with this mutation, the animals slept less and moved more. Furthermore, sleep-deprived mice with the NPSR1 mutation performed better in memory tests compared to sleep-deprived mice without the mutation. This suggests that the NPSR1 mutation allows natural short sleepers to maintain cognitive function and avoid the memory problems typically caused by sleep deprivation. Amazing. In 2021, Fu's team discovered a fourth gene linked to natural short sleep. They identified two different mutations in the metabotropic glutamate receptor 1, MGLUR1 gene, in two unrelated families of short sleepers. Mice carrying either mutation slept less, and further studies revealed that the gene mutations increased nerve cell activity in the brain. So, can you train yourself to sleep less? Let's take a look. Besides genetics, the other factor that influences how much sleep a person needs is age. Elizabeth B. Klerman, MD, PhD, professor of neurology at Massachusetts General Hospital and Harvard Medical School, told Popular Science. Generally, babies, young children, and teens need more sleep than adults to support their growth and development. If you lead a busy life and wish you had more hours in a day, you might find yourself wondering, can I train myself to need less sleep? Probably not, is the short answer. The quantity of sleep you need is dictated by your biology, specifically your genes and your age. There is no evidence that lifestyle can influence sleep need, Klerman said. It's also important to distinguish true short sleepers, people who naturally function on 6 hours of sleep or less, from those who rely on alarm clocks, coffee, or other stimulants to get through the day. Hands up, anybody who's in that category. Leave a comment below. The latter are not obtaining sufficient sleep, Klerman said. So while you can build a tolerance to sleep deprivation, that's not the same as actually needing less sleep. I know for myself. A couple weeks ago, I think I slept 1 hour one night. I think 3 hours the following night. 2 hours. Collectively, I slept about 4 hours over a 4-day span. My mood changed. My tolerance for everyday things changed. I became very snappy and very short. It wasn't a pleasure to be around. Leave a comment if you can relate to that, if you really need your sleep. So, most of us thrive on 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Anything less will lead to sluggish thinking, slower reaction times, and can raise your risk for long-term health problems as well. So as much as your schedule allows, listen to your body. Trying to force yourself into short sleeper mode is a losing battle. It happens all the time, especially with my friends who work on Wall Street. They want to stay up, they want to follow the market. And it's sort of perceived that, the longer you stay awake and the more of a workaholic you are, the more successful you'll be. But some people just need sleep. So quoting sleep scientist Till Rodenberg, Klerman said, voluntarily cutting sleep is like stopping a washing machine mid-spin cycle. Why would anyone do that? Very interesting stuff to look at the science behind this. I've always wondered, how can some people just function on 3 hours and they're go, go, go? Where with others, if we don't get our 8 hours, we're not fun to be around. That brings us to the end of this episode. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video. Head over to buymeacoffee.com/Samson King. Make a small donation. We always appreciate it. And as always, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.